Hello, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter here with another Scan and Cut Saturday. This time I'm going to show you how to make an engraved Zodiac plaque. This uses the Zoom Precision Engraving tool and one of the large metal blanks. So the first thing that I'm going to do is import the scanned image that I've scanned from my Scan and Cut. I show how to do this in a previous video and I will leave a link to that at the top of the screen. Next, I'm going to import a cutting file, an SVG file, and this is from the archive set 11, which is available on Creative Fabrica. Again, I will leave a link in the description below the video. I'm applying a fill colour, increasing that in size and moving it onto the blank. Next, I'm grabbing the text tool, clicking on the mat, typing the word Virgo, and then I will change the font. I originally thought that I would use my single line font, or faux single line font as it is, but I felt that that wasn't quite right for the actual design, and after applying the fill colour I could see that it just wasn't quite working right in terms of a design for me. So it's quick and easy to change. I could have just clicked in there and done it again, but with the text tool I decided to retype it and then change the font. I could have just gone and changed the font. Something simple, I think. Change the font style and then apply a line colour so that I can see it against that black background. Makes no difference to when I'm drawing or colouring, engraving. Just making sure everything's aligned. And this is going to be the back of the plaque. So I'm grouping those two things together, locking them in place and then hiding them. Next I want to do the text that you saw on the front of the plaque at the start of this video. Now I've basically cobbled together a variety of different things, personality traits about Virgos, as I am a Virgo, hence why I'm doing a Virgo plaque. And I'm just playing around with the height of that wording, of those characters, to get them to fit on that plaque. Again, applying a line colour. Zooming in a little so I can see better. And then at this stage I'm just manually changing the height in the height box on the right, just so that I can get it pretty much exactly. Now unfortunately in Canvas Workspace, in any of the versions, paragraphs are not supported, only single lines of text. So to get multiple lines I have to copy and paste that text box and then basically copy over the part of the text that I want to be on each line. So hence why my notepad keeps appearing. I'm just selecting, copying and pasting into that text box. If your text box is selected, click once to activate the editing mode. If it's not already selected, click on it twice. And basically I carry on doing this pretty much until I've got the whole thing done. So I shall just do a very quick edit at this point. Okay, so I've basically managed to get all of those sentences copied over, and then I've also used the distribution tools on the right to evenly space the lines out, and what I've just been doing is basically grouping each paragraph. Now I can work with them as paragraphs and align them and space them as paragraphs rather than individual sentences. Next up, I'm adding a title. Again, using the text tool. I've kept the font the same, but I've made it larger. So as you can see, I will have an outline rather than something that where the outlines are very close together, which I would have on the smaller text. I wanted to add a couple of separators, so I used the path tool to create that. Single click to start the line, hold the shift key down and drag out, and then double click to finish the line. I can then copy and paste that to give me the second line. And these two separators will basically be a visual, what shall we call it? Let's call it a thingy, a visual thingy that will house the main text. So I've got all the elements on there. I'm just selecting the separators and the paragraphs and using the alignment and distribution tools to space them out evenly and line them up. At this point, obviously, I've still got lots of potential for jiggery-pokery. I can move things around. And of course, if I do move them around, I will need to just align them or redistribute them according to their boundaries. If you see things moving on the screen and I'm not dragging them with my mouse, it's most likely that I'm using the arrow keys on my keyboard, because you can use those to nudge things around on the screen for finer control. Of course, you can use the position coordinates top right of the edit menu, the X and the Y, if you know exactly where they need to go. I'm now just doing a final few bits of titivation, just to get the look and feel that I want. And while I do that, obviously have a think about what celebration, occasion or theme you would create your plaque with. Will it be commemorative or celebratory? Okay, once I was happy, I sent that over to my cutting machine. I ignored all those warnings because basically all they're telling me is that I've got something hidden and something locked in the Layers tab, but that's fine. I wanted that because I didn't want to send the front over at the same time as the back. So after sending that over to the machine, I retrieved that data via Wi-Fi. Apologies for the handheld wiggles on this one. Bizarrely, I couldn't actually find my stand. Now you can probably see that I've already scanned that background, but if you haven't, you could use that blue square there. I press OK and select Draw because I forgot to tell you, but I did make sure that I set all of the lines in the Design in Canvas workspace to draw. Dropping the draw pressure, and this is a 0.7mm thick piece of metal, so I'll leave a link again to the previous blog post where I've set up my recommendations. I'm raising the scanning lever on the side of the machine, the Scan and Cut DX, to allow thicker materials through. And then I start the drawing Now it takes 17 minutes each pass, and I had 6 passes to do, so as you can imagine it took some time to complete, but as it's in the same room as me anyway, I just kind of kept it going. And there's the finished result. Fabulous, isn't it? And it's a nice large display piece as well. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that one, and will join me again next week. Thanks for watching.